Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well. This video we will be talking about introduction to anatomy and physiology, why you need to study it and you need to do it well, and a little bit about ECF, ICF and homeostasis. Okay, so let's get started. So why we need to study anatomy physiology firstly is because when you know कि normal क्या है body में, normal कहाँ है body में, and normal करता क्या है body में, that is when you can detect कि abnormal क्या है, कहाँ है और क्या उससे body को issue हो रहा है. That detection part is done by doctor, right? But you are a step ahead. You are a pharmacist, so you will have to know कि exactly मेरे को उसको manipulate कैसे करना है, जो abnormal है उसको normal कैसे लाना है. So normally जो structure वगैरह है, that is going to be coming into anatomy. कि normally placement कहाँ है. Anatomy deals with the study of structures of the body and physical relationship between its constituent parts. Example कि अगर मेरा हार्ट मीडियम में है तो एनाटॉमी से मेरे को पता चलेगा कि मेरे हार्ट के आजू बाजू लंग्स है, राइट? मेरा लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल का ब्लड एयोटा में जाता है, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. दैट इज what you come to know from anatomy, the structure and its positioning. What do you come to know from physiology is that with this position उसको body पे क्या effect हो रहा है, how the body actually works. So the heart is going to pump, it is going to contract, and that is going to push the blood from left ventricle to aorta. That whole thing is in physiology. Physiology is the system of how the body works and the ways in which their integrated activities maintain life and health of an individual. So far, so good. Then the next thing is pathology. पैथोलॉजी इज द स्टडी ऑफ एबनॉर्मेलिटीज. मतलब हमको पता है कि इसका हार्ट का जगह इधर है, लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओटा. फिजियोलॉजी पता है कि वो पंप करेगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्शन करेगा और पुश करेगा. पैथोलॉजी विल डील विथ व्हाट इफ इट डजंट पंप, what if the structure of aorta is deformed, right? So that is pathology. Pathophysiology is again mixture of pathology and physiology, जिसमें क्या होएगा कि अगर मेरा हार्ट पंप नहीं कर रहा है then what will be the effect on the overall body status. That is pathophysiology. In upcoming chapters, when we take on one systems, we will talk in detail about the anatomy, physiology, to some extent pathology, and then in upcoming years you will talk about the pharmacy aspect. We will study about structure of an organism. Very easy, you've already done it 100 times in school also. हमको पता है कि सबसे basic जो चीज़ है that is a cell, right? Similarly, the human body is so complex. अगर तुम्हारा कोई subject complex रहता है, what do? We divide it. We divide it into chapters, then sentences, and then words. Correct? तो जो सबसे छोटा part है in the organism is the cells. Cells are the smallest independent unit of living matter and there are trillions of them. This is the diagram. This is the cell. It is a cardiac cell in the diagram. Fine. So इतने सारे trillion cells है. Are they all the same? Not really. They are not. उनका structure as well as function is different depending upon the place they are present in and the function they are required to follow. Fine. तो ये हमारा अगर cardiac cell है, वो उसका function will be different than the cell which is present in the bone, which is an osteocyte. So the function and structure of cardiac cell will be different than that of an osteocyte. Cells with similar structure and function come on together and form tissues. This you can see, this is a cardiac muscle tissue. The cells, cardiac cell came together and formed a muscle tissue. Similarly, organs are made up of number of different types of tissues and have evolved to carry out a specific function. Here you see the organ we are talking about is heart, and the function of heart is to pump the blood to the entire body and to the lungs as well. फाइन ऑर्गन्स का जब साथ में हम सब ऑर्गन्स को कंसिडर करेंगे तो दे मेक अ system consists of number of organs and tissue that together contribute to one or more survival needs of the body. So if we talk about heart and then we talk about blood vessel, they form the cardiovascular system of the body, and that performs a function of maintaining the blood circulation throughout the body, which is required for our own survival. ये सारे सिस्टम, अब ये कार्डियोवैस्कुलर हुआ, फिर डाइजेस्टिव हुआ, एंडोक्रिनोलॉजिकल सिस्टम हुआ, सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम हुआ, all these systems together form us, the Homo sapiens, an organism. Seeing few more examples, you can see here this is an epithelial cell, epithelial tissue, epithelial organ, that is skin. It forms a part of integumentary system. ये तुम देख रहे हो, this is a bone cell which is known as osteocyte. This is a skeletal tissue, bone, skeletal system. So on and so forth. हर एक सिस्टम का organ रहेगा, tissue रहेगा and cell रहेगा. The environment. Can you see this diagram? A bag-like structure. बैग के बाहर जो भी है is the external environment और बैग के अंदर जो भी है is the internal environment. For our body, anything outside the body is external environment and anything inside the body is internal environment. External environment surrounds the body and its source is the source of oxygen, nutrients, which is required by all the body cells. Oxygen जो हमको air से मिलता है and nutrients about the food we eat. हम लोग लेते हैं external environment से oxygen and nutrients, and what do we give them back? We give them the waste products of our cellular activity, that is in the form of stools and urine. So waste products are eventually excreted out to the external environment. Internal environment is the water-based medium in which the body cells exist. This environment, no, it is going to absorb the oxygen and nutrients that the external environment is providing us with, and it will help excrete the waste products that we are producing as a result of cellular activity into the external environment. No rocket science, perfectly easy, right? The membrane. So each cell no is surrounded by a plasma membrane. यानी हर एक सेल को एक कवरिंग रहता है. If there is a building, the building को fencing रहता है. Similarly, the cell has a membrane. Now this membrane, it allows only a certain substances to come through. Building में also not everybody can come in, right? The internal environment of the building or that of a cell has to be maintained, and that is regulated by the plasma membrane. How do they do it? So one thing is by pore size. यानी ये पोर अगर ऐसा है छोटा तो सिर्फ छोटे ही पार्टिकल्स आ सकेंगे. ये बड़ा सर्कल एंड ट्राइंगल कैन नॉट पास थ्रू. दिस इज वन थिंग. Second is that there are specific channels. We will be talking about in detail channels in the next video. So I'm not discussing that, but the point to remember is कि जो अंदर का environment है, that is going to be very stable, and बाहर का environment है, that is also going to be very stable. Okay? We're going to talk about the fluids, that is intracellular and extracellular fluids. To give you an example, if you fill in a bottle, पानी का bottle, उसमें पानी भरा और ocean में throw किया, तो जो bottle के अंदर का पानी रहेगा, that is intracellular, and जो ocean का पानी है, that is extracellular. So we know कि intracellular मतलब bottle के अंदर का, that is inside the cell. Correct. The composition of the intracellular fluid is largely controlled by the cell itself. तो सेल को पता है मुझे क्या चाहिए और क्या नहीं चाहिए, and it will control it. Sodium levels are high outside the cell एक्स्ट्रा सेल्युलर फ्लूइड में. लाइक आई सेड, हमने ओशन में फेंका. ओशन में क्या ज्यादा होता है? Salt, sodium. Okay. Inside the cell, potassium levels are high. This is important. Okay. uh, yeah. In our body, the water passes freely in both direction across the membrane, but the constituents, that is ions है या कोई nutrients है, उसका level is very accurately maintained. Now we'll talk about extracellular fluid. It is outside and it consists of blood, plasma, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid and fluids in the interstitial spaces of the body. मतलब सेल के अंदर के सिवाय जिधर भी पानी है और लिक्विड है is going to be extracellular. Blood, then lymph, cerebrospinal fluid, interstitial spaces of the body. Other extracellular fluids are present in small amounts, जैसे हमारे bones में रहते हैं, bone के joints में रहते हैं for good movements, so that is the synovial fluid. Pericardial fluid is heart और उसके sac pericardium के बीच में जो रहता है. Pleural fluid again lungs और उसके pleura के बीच में जो fluid जैसा रहता है, that is pleural fluid. These are there, but it is in very minimal quantity as compared to the blood and cerebrospinal fluid. Okay. Every body cell in contact with ECF is directly dependent upon the composition of that fluid for its well-being. जैसे हमने environment का बोला था, like we are dependent on the external environment for oxygen and nutrients. Similarly, the intracellular fluid or the cell in itself is dependent upon the ECF to get in its nutrients, and it will excrete its metabolized products into the ECF. Okay. होम्योस्टैसिस. होम्योस्टैसिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. ये तुमको 5 मार्क के लिए भी आ सकता है. जो हम लोग कब से बोल रहे हैं कि इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट कांस्टेंट रहेगा, दैट स्टेट, कांस्टेंट स्टेट इज कॉल्ड एज homeostasis. Okay. The term actually means unchanging, but that is not true because it is ever changing, dynamically ever changing. The micro level पे होता है. To give you a broader example, अगर एक shopkeeper है, he has 50 chocolates. You go there and you buy 5 chocolates. So now he has 45. But he immediately goes back to his garage and he brings back 5 chocolates. So at any given moment, उसके पास 50 chocolate है. पर exchange हो रहा है, right? Of the chocolate he is giving you and then he is getting back from somebody else. That is called as homeostasis. It is not static. ऐसा नहीं है कि he is not selling anything, but whatever he is selling, he is getting it back and he is keeping the number of chocolates constant. I hope you understand. Now, this homeostasis in our body is maintained at so many levels. To give you a few examples, it is maintained as our core body temperature, 37.5. Body temperature हम लोग का 37.5 रहता है. When you go in a hilly area, अगर तुम लोग माथेरान, महाबलेश्वर गए या कश्मीर गए, there is so much cold outside, but your body adjusts in a way that your temperature is still maintained. Similarly, blood glucose level. You eat a whole cake, unless you are diabetic, तुम्हारा blood glucose level maintained रहेगा. There are various complex mechanisms that make sure कि तुम्हारा blood glucose maintained रहा. Similarly, blood pressure भी not exactly 120/80, but there is a range of optimum BP, उसमें ही maintained रहेगा. Right? That is homeostasis. That maintenance of a constant state of normalcy is homeostasis. This is not seen in, you must have heard the example of a frog that they are cold blooded. We are warm blooded. They are cold blooded. They cannot adjust their temperature as we can. This is the basic. Now let's get into the mechanisms. There is a control system कंट्रोल सिस्टम मतलब अभी इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स हम बोल रहे हैं कि टू मेंटेन एन एक्यूरेट ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल इज कॉम्प्लेक्स, टू मेंटेन द कोर बॉडी टेम्परेचर टू 37.5 कॉम्प्लेक्स। तो वो लोग ने भी कुछ बॉडी ने सिस्टम वगैरह बनाया है कि मैं कैसे करूँगा। तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज डिटेक्टर। डिटेक्टर का काम क्या है? दैट इट विल जस्ट डिटेक्ट and respond to the changes in the internal environment. So if you go to a hilly area, the detectors or the receptors will detect कि देख अभी ना टेम्परेचर बाहर का कम हो रहा है, हमारा बॉडी टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप डाउन नहीं होना चाहिए. So they are just detecting. Next is the control center. These detectors they send in impulses to the control system कि देखो मैंने इतना देखा है कि बाहर का एनवायरनमेंट काफी कोल्ड है. This control center asks कि कितना कोल्ड है, whether it is normal in which the body is fine or whether it is beyond the limits के अभी हमको बॉडी को थोड़ा एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा. That the control system decides and it acts on it. वो फिर impulse भेजेगा to the effector. The readjustments are to be made which are done by effectors. So the control system will tell कि see the body temperature is dropping down, हम लोग कश्मीर में है अभी नहीं होएगा. So start shivering. When you shiver, your muscles contract and that produces a state of heat that maintains your body temperature. Understand? So first receptors or detectors take the impulse, they send it to control center decide if readjustments are to be done, and if they are to be done, effectors carry out the response. Okay? Feedback mechanism. Feedback mechanism has great practical utility, तो तुम लोग अच्छे से थोड़ा ध्यान देना. We have two feedback mechanism. One is negative and the second is positive. Negative is in fact more common than positive. Negative में क्या होता है? Any movement of control system away from its normal set point is negated or reversed. The example shivering का भी दे सकते हो. To give you another example of endocrinology, when you do that, तुमको समझेगा कि all of our hormone system, almost all of them are through negative feedback. इसका मतलब क्या है? I'll give a simple example, okay? कि अभी मेरा एक organ है, let's take it as organ X, and that is secreting a hormone Y. So the detectors will detect के hormone Y level blood में कितना है. Fine. When my hormone Y level increases in the blood, then the set point, they will give signal to organ X कि listen, your Y is too much in the blood, huh? So then that organ X will negate or stop secreting or hormone Y until the levels are again back to normal. That is negative feedback. मतलब कुछ ज्यादा हुआ तो बॉडी बोलेगी कम करो. ओके? कुछ ज्यादा हार्मोन ज्यादा हुआ तो ग्लैंड कम सिक्रीट करेगा. दैट इज नेगेटिव फीडबैक. पॉजिटिव फीडबैक एज अपोज टू दैट इज ऑपोजिट. राइट? अगर स्टिमुलस आया तो वो और स्टिमुलस देगा और हार्मोन सिक्रीट करेगा. This is seen in few places, mainly is in the childbirth. So what happens is you see this baby, one second, I'll put in the laser, yeah. This baby, when it touches the cervix, this is cervix, तो एक hormone response जाता है, nerve impulses from cervix are transmitted to brain. Brain stimulates pituitary to secrete oxytocin. जैसे उसने cervix को touch किया, the female body will secrete oxytocin. Oxytocin क्या करेगा? वो uterus पे जाएगा और बोलेगा start contracting, we have to push the baby out. Right? As much जितना जितना आगे बेबी जाएगा, it will touch the cervix more. The more it touches, the more signals go to brain, the more oxytocin is released, and more contraction of uterus takes place. So you see, more the impulse, more the secretion. That is the positive feedback mechanism. Okay. The response in positive feedback is progressively amplified और negative में it is negated या कम करते हैं response. This you will see a lot in endocrinology. Positive feedback is also seen in clotting. That is it for this part. Revision में we did organization of cell, tissue, organ system. We did intracellular and extracellular fluid. Most importantly, we did homeostasis and we talked about the feedback mechanisms. Thank you.